So I've got these old sticks of RAM here, RAM modules that I want to do something with. They've been kind of mistreated, so I don't think they're functional. Wouldn't want to use them on what they're intended for. So I want to repurpose those, and I've been taking apart these old non-functioning hard drives and want to use some of the pieces here. What I'm thinking of doing is making like arranging these around in like a circle, and then attaching them with epoxy or some sort of adhesive, and taking one of these in here and making a clock out of it. I have some clock motors over here. I think I could put a clock motor in the center here. I'm making it like an old, kind of inspired by the old 1950s starburst clocks. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. So I'll start working on that and come back. I've made a little progress here. Kind of arranged all the pieces here. Kind of a circular design there, and cut and glued it with epoxy all around the edges there, and trying to keep it uniform. Then after I glued them, I got my Dremel out and cut around the edges here so that my clock motor would fit in there. So making some progress there. Another piece here, I selected one of the disc platters, and the little metal piece that is part of that, there's some of them in here. So I selected one of those and then just glued all that together right onto the clock motor. And then that kind of fits right in there. I get a right angle. So that looks pretty good. So little by little I'm getting this put together. I decided to flip it over so it doesn't have all the stickers on there. I kind of like leaving those on the back side so we could see what it was made out of. But on this side it's just kind of green and black, and with some gold or yellow highlights. And I sprayed it with polyurethane to make it shine a little bit. Then I got some of the other pieces from the dismantled hard drives. These little round pieces were in between some of the discs, the disc platters in there. And so I thought, okay, I'm gonna put numbers on the four main corners of the clock, and I have this sheet of numbers. So I use that and put the 12 and the 3 and the 6 and the 9, and then use those round metal rings to go around each piece. So trying to repurpose as much as I can and make it look sort of stylish. And then I'm going to put this clock motor in here, and I've got a couple hands here, these little hands. I'll put those on there, and then I'll just put some epoxy on the inside edges of the back side of that disc platter and glue that onto here, so that'll all stay together. And I'll get back to you on that final part. Okay, so I used some epoxy. Let me show you which. This is what I usually use here. I use the JB Weld epoxy, and I mix it up, and I just put it on the inside of that clock motor that was mounted to the disc, the disc platter from the hard drive, and I'm going to let that dry on there. Kind of put it on, laid it on there, and then filled some in around the edges so that it could all hold on there really tight. Then I put one of the clock motor wall mounts and just epoxied it onto the back of the RAM stick that has the 12 on the other side. You can see part of the metal ring there. So just going to let that dry for maybe 24 hours. Make sure it's firmly set. Then I could just install the hands there, and it should be ready to go. So here's the finished product. I installed the center clock motor and the disc platter, put the hands on, and made sure it was securely glued with epoxy to the RAM sticks. The numbers and the little rings are firmly installed there. And I put a battery in. You could probably hear it ticking. So I'm going to pick it up here. Kind of see the profile there. I'll switch it around. And there's the motor and the battery. So there is my 1950s starburst inspired clock with